All right, thank you. We're going to talk about another topic then, which is the World War. The World War One, the World War Two, causes of World War One and causes of World War Two, the impact of World War One and World War Two, and we will talk about the external influences that influence Nigerians to begin, or Africans, most Africans, to begin to agitate for nationalism. Now, when we talk about World War One, what is World War One? It's a war, they call it global war, and it started in 1914 and it ended in 1918. This was the first war, and it was called the global war. Why is it called the global war? Because it was not a war that was fought between just two countries. It was not a war that was fought between, let me say, Britain and Spain, Germany and Russia. No, it was a war that is fought among the European powers. You know, we have the triple Entente and we have the Alliance power. So the Britain and the Austria, they have another group, France, Germany, and the another group. So this war was a war that was fought among European powers. So that is why most times they call it a global war, because it does not really involve Africans, but thereby later in the day, Africans were partially or impartially they were involved in the war. So the causes of the First World War: one, expansion, European expansion. Every of the European power, they are fighting to have colonies. Britain already have so many colonies. You know, Britain is the one that colonized Nigeria. They colonized Angola. They colonized Uganda. They colonized Ghana, to mention but a few. So they already have their own colonies where they are draining their own resources. Germany too have their own. And then Germany and US, they are rivals, they are all fighting. Germany believe we are superior. Britain believe we are superior. So because of this, there was rivalry. Now France is an island to Britain. Germany is trying to invade into the territory of France. How? France had a place that they have already occupied. Morocco, they are already eyeing Morocco. And they've set some things there already. So, and Germany too is interested in that land, in that country called Morocco. So when Germany tried to venture into it, France had to tell them, no, you don't have to go, you don't have to trespass. So this place we've already put this thing there, our flag is there already. We are already there. You are not supposed to trespass to that place. And Germany said, who? France? They started fighting. And as they're having that argument, definitely, what do you think? Britain will support France now, since France is an allied power to them. And what do you think in the other side? Serbia will also support Germany. So European expansion, everybody was trying to grab their own colony. That is one reason. So another reason that we have, we said conflict of alliance. That is part of it. But the major one, the straw that broke the camel back was the assassination of the Ferdinand. He was supposed to be the crown prince of Austria, but he was assassinated in Serbia. And so, as the Germany now supported Serbia, that what they did, yes, was right. And Britain said, no, that what you did was wrong, because Austria was an ally to Britain. So they decided to join Britain. They started to join Austria to fight Germany. So these were all the major little causes that brought about the First World War. Now, after the First World War, definitely every country have their own losses. Germany is sucking, Britain is sucking, this part is sucking. Everybody have their own, they have their own experience, their own loss. They were feeling one pain or the other. Now, the Treaty of Versailles now came, and they now accused Germany. Germany, you are at fault. They put all the blames on Germany and asked Germany to pay repatriation. How can you ask a country to pay repatriation that is suffering too? He is suffering. It's not only that he's suffering. Now you're asking him to pay. From where is he going to get the money? And they were not seeing it. Germany were not seeing it. That they are saying this Treaty of Versailles, it does not go well. He did not support us. How would they say that? How would they say two people are fighting? They cannot say, okay, this person paid, this one paid. No, they have fixed all the blame on Germany. They started nursing that wound in their hearts. And as they were nursing it, they started having dictators as leaders. Example, we have Adolf Hitler. When he came to power, He knows he's an expansionist person and he wants to grab different places. He never agreed, and the dictator, whatever they say, is final. So when they got to that, they said, no, how can we be paying repatriation? They started nursing how they are going to attack and fight the Second World War. Now they are doing that one. The Great Depression is not only economic depression, does not affect only this, it affected everybody, the whole economy, and mostly on Africa, because Africans were forced to be producing raw materials, so they'll be exporting it, So the depression was much, poverty was everywhere, things were very hard, and that thing was boiling and boiling. Lastly, Japan, they went to attack Pearl Harbor that belongs to US. And in all this war, US have not involved themselves. They just kept quiet and they were just watching. As they were watching, Japan want to show their superiority now, that they have atomic bomb. Everybody want to show that we have atomic bomb, we have weapon, we are superior. They went to attack Pearl Harbor, and US cannot sit down now and take that trash. So all these are the causes of the Second World War. And the Second World War, when did it happen? They say Second World War happened in 1939, and they lasted for like 8 years. So that was a very serious war. So that war affected everybody. Why was the Second World War so intense? Because now they have to recruit even Africans. You must come and fight the war all over the globe. You know, they exported some of them are in Britain, some of them in this place, they are in different parts of Europe. Now they mobilized more than 2 million Africans to come and fight that war. And as they mobilized them to come and fight that war, some of them fought on the field. Some of them were employed as laborers just to come and carry heavy weapon. You carry the heavy weapon, they say go to this place, you go to this place, go to this place, you go to this place. These were the causes. And this war was very, very intense. So this war they fought affected all over the globe. They also called it global war. Now, when we say the effect of the effect of the World War, now we have different effects of the World War. The World War, in as much as it had negative impact, you also have positive impact. One of the negative, poverty. Everywhere there was poverty now. Ashoko, there is no food. People were dying of hunger. People were sick of different diseases. Mothers were separated from their children. Fathers were separated from their children. So there was poverty. There was death. Now, also, another impact, one of the good impacts about it also is that there was a rise of Pan-Africanism. You know, Africans all over the world, they started agitating. How can they be using our people for forced labor, for this one? They started agitating. The educated elite, everyone started agitating so that we should start fighting for our independence. And it also led to decolonization. What is decolonization? When gradually that colonial power started losing their grips on Africa. Colonial power started losing their grips on Africa. All these are really the effects of the war, one of the good and bad side of the war. Now, talk about the external influences. How does this war influence everything? One, there are some things that they put into consideration that really influence Africa. Number one, the Transatlantic Charter. What is the Transatlantic Charter? The Transatlantic Charter is an agreement, a written document between Roosevelt and Churchill, the Prime Minister of Britain, and the President of USA, which is called Roosevelt. So what does it really entail? The Transatlantic Charter, they were arguing, or when the heat of the war was coming up so much, Britain have to go and meet US, please come and support us. I know when you come and throw out your atomic bomb, everywhere will be quiet. When you come and do something, everywhere will be quiet. So President Roosevelt have to tell them, please, before ever I'm going to venture fully away, despite the fact that Japan have attacked Pearl Harbor, but before I'm going to venture or involve myself fully in this war, we are going to sign the Transatlantic Charter. And that charter means that every country have the right to choose the kind of government they want. Any kind of government they want. If they want self-government, allow them. If they want colonial government, allow them. Whatsoever government. But Britain, they want to continue eating. Now they said no. Roosevelt said them, okay, that's the only agreement. But after a while, they have to consider, because the heat of the war was so much. They agreed and they signed the Transatlantic Charter. Now, also, the World War I and II made Africans to how does it really affect Africa? Africans, their eyes were open. They fought with European men. These people, they are not spiritual, they are human beings like us. Blood is running through their vein as it's running through their brain. Even some of them, they don't even have the kind of strength that we have. So their eyes, you are just looking at, if we can fight with our, we've seen bomb, we've seen death, definitely we can agitate our own independence. We can fight, we can struggle, we can talk, we can say, no, we don't want this, we want this, we want that. That also helped. The experience of the ex-servicemen, people that went to fight the war, they've experienced it already. They've seen when they came, they said, no, we must do this thing. These people, they are not spirit. These people, they are human beings. Blood is flowing through their brain. There's nothing they can do. So let's continue to agitate for African independence. Once we continue to agitate for it, they are going to grant us our independence. And that was how this thing affected African independence. Also, we have another point there. We said the Atlantic Charter, yes, so the Pan-African movement. Talk about the ex-servicemen, and we'll also talk about the impact of the World War. And also, lastly, let me not forget that one, the experience or the people that have already gained their independence. Now, India, as big as India is, they've already gotten their independence from Britain. Nigeria, Ghana, everybody say, if these people that are as large as this, Nigeria is not as a, when it comes to population, we cannot compare our population to India. If they can grant them independence, they can grant us too. So all these things, the people that have already gotten independence, they supported Africans. And when they got the Atlantic, even though you don't want to look at the transatlantic channel, the journalists, they started spreading it. Everything will work for the independence of Africa. All these are the impact or how it affected Africa and led to Africa independence.